Hello, YouTubers. You are watching Renters Delight, and I have a few special guests with us today. But first, I'll have, the normies introduce themselves. Flip, how about you go first?
Alrighty. Hey guys, I'm flipped out. Just here because I want to give my good buddy Rant a little bit of rant myself on Star Wars. And you guys know what I do: skits and Star Wars stuff. And here for the Phantom Collective, we are all the Phantom Collective. Angus.
Yeah, hi, Black Angus. I cover film philosophy in the NFL. Here to hang out with my friend Rant for however long he has this. Uh, Look at his standing. He's at 95 subscribers. He is so close to hitting the zero mark. If you could just unsubscribe, we're so close to zero.
Oh, very good.
Yes,
But no,
unsubscribe.
no, no. Be sure to yeah. I subverted your expectations, didn't I? No, be sure to let's get Rant to 100. That first 100 is so key for motivation. And when you're like right on the precipice, right close to it, and you can't quite get over yet, like it's just like it's debilitating mentally. You're just stuck in your head with that first 100, and afterwards, every other 100 kind of just all right. I want more. I want more. But you need that first 100 to really motivate yourself. Get that triple digit. It feels so good. And let's get that for Rant tonight. So be sure to retweet this out.
Thank you, Angus. At Dawn, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure, thanks, Rant. I'm at Dawn. I have a YouTube channel as well, focus on movie reviews and gaming. And I also have a weekly live stream on Sundays at 3 p.m. with the Lone Wolf Cub and Jez Oldfeld. And thanks for having me again, Rant.
Oh, of course, man. Anytime. Thank you for coming on. And we
No
also
problem.
have Hallmark Channel Jeremy.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien. Sí.
Introduce yourself, man.
Excuse me. Sorry. Um, a Jeremy clone of the Hallmark Channel variety. Also a U.S. Navy veteran. And yeah, I've got a channel that I have a plethora of subjects: veterans, politics, sports, movies, um, life.
Hallmark, you forgot one important thing.
What?
Great big chicken water fan.
Making love to fishmen, you sick freaking gunt. So yeah, so Angus here is hell bent. I mean hell bent on this shipping fantasy of me and the freaking fish dude from The Shape of Water. And I don't know. I mean, whatever, Angus. I guess whatever puts the lead in your pencil, dude. You know, knock yourself out.
Oh man, that's funny. And now we have Bonnie.
Hi, everybody. You all know my channel. I just want to say make sure y'all sub to everybody. Make sure we get Rant over that 100 mark before we go off tonight. Please, guys. And make sure you hit that thumbs up.
Thank you, Bonnie.
You're welcome.
Now, Bonnie, before we had started this stream, you were talking about Darth Vader being an anti-hero.
Yeah. My friend Erin, who goes by Shaq Skywalker, and some of you may have seen her on my channel a few times. She sent me an article, and I was letting everybody know about it. So apparently Lucasfilm and Disney has decided to make Darth Vader an anti-hero. So instead of having Anakin and Darth Vader as two individual characters, they're combining it into one character, kind of like the Venom situation. So yeah, I know this is going to piss a lot of people off. The article is actually on Screen Rant. And the title of the article is Star Wars is trying to turn Darth Vader into anti-hero, and that's very bad. So y'all might want to go actually read through the article, but the gist of it is they want to make him a hero and a villain all in one character, and that's not going to work with Darth Vader.
Yeah, that really wouldn't work with Darth Vader at all.
No.
I mean,
No.
technically, yeah, Anakin and Vader are the same person, but yet, when he became Vader, he went from being the good guy to the bad guy, and he didn't become quote unquote good or otherwise until he threw the Emperor off the end of the chute. So Vader's a bad guy. Bad. He killed younglings.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the whole idea of having two individual characters for that was for the fact that Anakin was the hero and he fell. And that is what created Vader, which was complete and total evil. And then he fell from the dark side back to the light side to protect his son. So, yeah, it's not the same person. It's two different people. It's kind of like having schizophrenia and you flipping a switch and becoming somebody else. You're not held responsible for what the other person did because you can't remember or you can't control it.
But Bonnie, sorry.
It does not work as Vader being an anti-hero because that'll never work.
In the Vader fan film,
maybe he is schizophrenic and so is he.
Did he seem in the Vader fan film from Star Wars Theory? Did it seem to you like he was still, because he was still fresh in the suit, so to speak, right? Did it seem like he was having problems detaching from Anakin? And so if he was having problems detaching from Anakin, I mean, that's clearly two different people.
Yeah.
And he did want to fight and beat the Emperor, right? So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's two different people. Hey, Drunk 3PO, we're talking about Vader becoming, and Lucasfilm's idea in Disney, an anti-hero.
Well, the thing is, you can be a bad guy and want to kill another bad guy.
Yeah, but the whole thing is from what the article is saying is they basically want to make Anakin and Vader one person. And that's not going to work because they're not the same people. Because I mean, even, like Flip was saying, in the Star Wars Theory film, you could see he was fighting against himself. Anakin was trying to do the right thing, but Vader was like trying to kill him off and do what he wanted to do. And that doesn't work if you're trying to be an anti-hero. You can't fight against yourself. You're either going to do one thing or the other.
Where are they getting this idea to do this, you think?
I'm not sure. Let me see if I can figure it out. I'll try to read a little more into this article because it's a huge article. But I just read like the beginning portion where they're just basically, it has something to do, I definitely know, with the comics from what it was saying. It says the press release for the upcoming comic run Star Wars Vader Dark Visions. The StarWars.com site describes the character as the mysterious anti-hero known as Darth Vader. So it has something to do with the comics. I do know that, but they're making a very bad choice. Even these people who are normally 100% shill up Disney's ass, agree with everything, are saying it's a bad idea. So they can even see this is going to go in a bad direction.
Yeah.
I think
just to play devil's advocate
in the chat. If you look at Drunk 3PO hit it, that Disney wants to make him a nice guy. He's like a more sellable character. They don't believe in bad guys. They want to make everything cute and cuddly and fuzzy, and that is the farthest thing from Vader's character. I think it's a mix of that And I also think that they're running scared. And I think if people in that room are trolling, like some of this is just trolling us further. Like Wending's been removed, Lucasfilm is scared, and the writers are just half of this is we're just continuing to get trolled. So we need to stay together and just stay focused and on course.
Yeah. Well, I do know this article has pushed a shit ton of people that love Darth Vader right over to our side because they are not happy about this at all. So now they're like, F Disney, they want nothing to do with it. Their Star Wars movie is going to, it's gonna hurt. It is going to hurt because they're pushing more people toward the boycott than what they want. They really are.
Yeah, exactly. And what they want is to be able to make money. So it's funny. They keep doing these things to push the real fans away and trying to act like they're going to get other people to join in. And that it's just not going to work that way. You know, like they're not going to spend the money to be like, oh, okay, yeah, Vader's good now. Wait, has he always been good? Like, watch those questions start popping up.
Well, see, that's the big thing. In the article, it states that they're trying to do this for people who don't know the past story of Anakin. What they're not realizing or failing to realize is even if some people haven't seen the original movies, they have seen the prequels, so they already know the truth about Vader. So that whole group of people they're trying to target to try to pull in, it's going to piss them off because they already know Vader's story because they've seen the prequels. So they know he's not an anti-hero. And it's going to push more people over the edge, and they're not going to be happy with this.
How do you think they're going to bring Vader, into the movie?
From what I'm understanding, from what we've heard from Craig, he thinks from the way the story portion is wrote out for Padme and Anakin and Vader type thing is it's like a force vision of some sort where they're talking about the babies, which makes no fucking sense because they didn't even know they were carrying twins at the time. So it has to be before they ever got pregnant and talking about having babies. But they're going to bring them in through that level of setup. And then I guess they're going to split him off to basically show Kylo he's going to have to choose one side or the other. He can't walk down the middle.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm going to do that too. I really do.
What's he going to have, a purple lightsaber?
It's not going to help. No matter what they do, it's not going to help now.
That is so weird.
See, before we came on, Flip was asking me about something that was sent to me earlier today. I tried to do some research on it to find out if there was any truth to it or if it was just something that somebody put out, because the person was refusing to answer the tweet on where they got the information or whatever. But it's supposedly a letter from Disney. It has the Walt Disney seal at the bottom of it. And it says, Walt Disney would like to confirm that we, Lucasfilm, in partnership with director J.J. Abrams, will be reshooting scenes from Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. This new adaptation of The Last Jedi will be released in cinemas in July 2019. This will conclude with the release of Star Wars Episode 9 in December 2019. We would like to thank the support of our loyal fans. May the Force be with you. I searched all over to try to find any information to back that up, to have any kind of proof to prove that it was actually true. I could not find anything. So if anybody else has seen that or done any research and found anything, please let us know.
Who's the tweet from?
That came, the tweet came from,
I'm looking myself.
Yeah, because I sent it to you, so you have the name of the person. But I mean, multiple people asked the guy where he got his information from, and he was not giving any information back at all. Kickstarter fans.
Kickstarter fans.
Yep. I even went to his Twitter and tried to go through the whole feed, and I couldn't find anything there either to see where it came from, why that was thrown out there. we were asking about, where they got the information and everything, and there was nothing, a complete ignore from the person. And Senna Dave said it was a hoax. It was a troll. I kind of figured it had to be because I could not find anything to back it up anywhere.
So they would re-release in July. They would re-release episode 8 with completely new shot scenes.
Yep. And then do episode 9 in December. But I could, like I said, I could not find anything to prove that it was true.
It was
Everything...
a weird tweet.
Yeah, it was. It just came out of nowhere. And there was no reply to it. I mean, multiple people asked, where did you get this? Do you have anything else to back it up? And the person completely ignored everybody and went on about other comments. So
it does sound kind of trolly if you already investigated it, but
yeah, because I couldn't find anything, nothing at all.
Yeah, someone's trying to do a troll job.
Yeah, he said Stephanie said it was a troll too, and she's the one who brought it to my attention. So yeah, and that's the one good thing. We have a few people in our group that have inside people at Lucasfilm, so they can get proof of something when it is said to be able to back up that it's the truth. And if Stephanie and Craig say it's a troll job, it's a troll job. If they say it's true, then you might as well believe it because they've got inside people and they are getting information that nobody else has gotten. And they get it like a couple weeks before it comes out where everybody hears about it. I mean,
so you saying the Vader thing was a troll?
No, that was the whole thing about the episode 8 reshots and coming out in July.
Angus, the tweet basically said that they're going to reshoot a handful of scenes in episode 8 and then re-release episode 8, the last jack-off, in July, and then
give it the Ron Howard treatment.
Right.
Huh. That'd be funny, but no, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I think they're just trying
yeah, Steph said it was definitely a troll job, that it's not happening.
Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to capitalize off us. Kind of like that Kylo Ren article where it's like, oh, he said he has one chance to get it right. And it's like, yeah, he's talking about film versus theater. So it was a pointless article. One thing I wanted to say about the whole Vader thing before we really move on from it is, like, I like morally ambiguous villains, if you will, or anti-heroes. Like, I like that. Or showing them from their point of view, like Thanos in Infinity War. I really like shit like that. But with Star Wars, Lucas said he wanted films for 12-year-olds. Full context being he wanted to make a contemporary mythology to be able to teach, have a new format to teach moral ideals, kind of like religion and legends and stuff. Something modern for modern children to have substance from. And I think it's really bad when, a lot of kids loved Anakin becoming Darth Vader, like the bad side, the bad guys, whatever. Bad guys are cool because they have usually a relatable arc compared to the hero. It's a bit of a Boy Scout. But I think it's really a problem when you're trying to confuse that line or make it society's problem that someone's a bad person. I don't know. I see a bigger picture here of like, why are you trying to cloud children's judgment? Children need very black and white figures to understand like moral dilemmas and good side, bad side. And so, I don't know.
Exactly.
It feels like a very villainous motive. Like, who wants you to empathize with the villain? The villain. So it's like, why is Disney doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're thinking that's the only link they have right now to try to bring people back, but it's not going to work the way they want it to. It really isn't.
Playing devil's advocate or whatever terminology I'm trying to use. According to like at least the movies, Anakin, at least by episode 3, when he gets into the duel with Obi-Wan, he's like, he's thinking, he's the good guy, and like pretty much everybody else, namely the Jedi, are the bad guy. One, because Palpatine was, you know, baiting him, and plus he had the vision of Padme dying, so he was, uh, you know, he got convinced to do bad stuff in order to learn how to keep Padme from dying. And then later on, like in some of the comics and stuff that I've at least heard about, he was trying to, like he was trying to open up some sort of portal or something, to bring her back from the dead. So it's like he was doing either bad or messed up stuff for a good reason.
See, that's the whole thing with my theory on Darth Vader, okay? Because you have to look at it from a point of view of, as Anakin, he was making all the wrong choices for the right reasons. He loved Padme. He loved his unborn child at the time, not knowing there was two. And he would have done anything to keep her alive after losing his mother. So he made all the wrong choices for that love. But at the end of the day, that's what ended up turning him to the dark side completely. What brought him back was that love for his family again, and pulled him from the dark side to the light. So that
and his mom was a big part of it too.
The whole thing is, every time Luke saw him, he told him he could feel the conflict within him. The reason there's a conflict is there's two different people fighting for control. You don't have a conflict with yourself if there's one person there. The only way to have a conflict is you have two people fighting.
Like Jekyll and Hyde.
Exactly. Like Jekyll and Hyde trying to control one person.
Exactly.
Well,
Jekyll
you don't necessarily have to have
evil. Only one was evil.
You don't necessarily have to have two people in there for that. I mean, there's a lot of people walking this earth of ours that, they're quote unquote good people and they do stupid shit,
Right, but I'm just saying the conflict, the conflict part works in this situation as having two people fighting over control of one person. And that's why this whole thing, anti-hero Vader, is not going to cut it.
Yeah. I get what you mean, Bonnie. Like, honestly, because like Angus had said, kids need the black and white things. So, honestly, they should really just keep one character bad and another character good. That's where the black and white is,
Yeah, exactly.
Because then once you try to take a bad character and be like, oh, no, see, they are good. Like, yes, we all know Darth Vader became good, like, his last few moments, being alive.
Yep.
But, honestly, who knows? Maybe he could have still asked, Luke to join the dark side and try to run the Empire. I mean, if Vader got off that ship, do you really think maybe he would have fully turned to the light for Luke, or just, okay, well, I gave you a chance. I was going to actually try to let you join me, but,
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where it would have turned. But the fact that he was dying and he knew he was dying and he sacrificed himself for his son, knowing full well it would kill him, that was Anakin taking complete control back and saying, no, you're not going to take my family. I've suffered enough because of the choices I made for the love of my family. So now I'm going to do the right thing 100%, even though I'm going to die for it. Because he knew he was going to die. If he knew he was going to live, I don't think he would have done it. I really don't. I think he would have just killed his son himself because his son wouldn't join him. So, yeah, it makes things too complicated for kids to understand. I mean, usually that's why you don't get to read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde until you're like in high school, because you have a brain to understand it. It doesn't need to be black and white anymore. You know how to tell the difference between the two characters. You don't give that to a child and say, here, read this. because the child's like, I don't understand what's going on here. It's too confusing for them. Just like Angus said, you have to make it simpler for a kid. There's no way around it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I mean, hell, you're not going to give a kid War and Peace and expect him to understand it. Too much complication, too many things to try to understand and break down. It don't work. Make it simple for a kid. You got Anakin, he's the good guy. You got Vader, he's the bad guy. Simple as that.
Yeah, they really need to keep it separate and not try to merge anything.
Yep. But like I said, they're making that mistake. They don't want to listen to the fans. And I'm not sure which one of you said it, but you're right. They don't understand what they have. They don't understand it themselves. If you don't understand it yourself, you have no business writing stories or making stories about it.
Well, we've seen it time and again with all the people that have come in and out of Lucasfilm, just like with Carrie Hart disappearing. Like,
yeah.
She did not belong in that writing room. She had no experience with Star Wars. Like, I remember I was watching a Midnight video and she was listed as her credits, her writing credits. One was a special thanks on an episode of Phineas and Ferb. And she's working for Disney's marquee franchise, one of the biggest film franchises in the history of cinema. It's the same thing with the books and then the comic writing room, those same writers' room. They don't know what they're doing. They're all hiring their own friends. And it's also that a lot of people that might have a cursory knowledge, but want to be there just because it's the thing to be in Star Wars or with Disney, they're keeping their mouth shut. They're just being yes people. They're just going along with it. So that's just as bad as the people that have no clue. That's what we have a mix of in those rooms. I'm utterly convinced that's what it is.
Well, I'm gonna say one more thing really quick because I got to jump off here to drive. But the thing is, you can tell they don't know anything about Star Wars because when they were asked for the Solo movie, who the person that Han had the biggest conflict with in the story was, nobody knew. That's how Darth Maul got put in there instead of Jabba the Hutt. I mean, if they really knew the story and they really understood it, they would know it was Jabba the Hutt that had the big issue with Han Solo. He never had a problem with Darth Maul. He never had any interaction with Darth Maul. So that tells you right there they have no idea.
Actually, I heard an interview with Ron Howard how he got Maul, and it was they didn't have a villain lined up for the movie because they wanted a trilogy, so clearly they were saving Boba and Jabba for later. And he asked if the story group was like, hey, is Darth Maul, is he like available in this timeline? He asked like the story group, and of course he's in Rebels, so it worked. So I just wanted
but they should have known better because Han never had any interaction with him ever,
or any
Force. He didn't even know about him. That's the problem that I have. They don't know the story the way they should. That's the problem.
Yeah, in A New Hope, Han had clearly stated he's never seen anything that has to do with the Force. Anything at all.
Exactly. Which means he couldn't have known anything about Darth Maul because that's got to do with the Force. I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what happened? Maul like saw him and just was like, Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take a second to let you all know we have Odin's movie blog on the stream.
Hey, Odin. I got to jump off, but hi.
What's going on?
Not much. I got to jump off here. I got to go drive. But I need to get with you, Odin, about something Mary and I talked about. It was Mary's idea, but I got to talk to you about it.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. I'll see y'all later.
All right. Bye.
Don't forget to sub to each other, and y'all get Rant up over that 100 tonight before we go off the stream, please.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Yep.
And thank you again for coming on. Well, Odin, how about, as if people don't know who you are, but still plug your channel, please.
My name is Odin. I'm from Odin's Movie Blog. I cover movies, pop culture, Star Wars, Marvel, DCU, things like that. Also, I've got the only valid opinion on this topic because The Goonies is an excellent film and nothing need more be said about it.
I agree, buddy.
Here.
I agree.
Yeah. Grew up with that one.
Yep.
Now, Odin,
Hell-
let me ask you a question. How
Yes.
is Asgard this time of year?
It's very it's dank.
Oh.
It's hot and humid, and every now and then we get a nice cold front coming down from the frost giants. But unfortunately, we're not getting that right now. So it's cold and damp and dank outside. It's kind of disgusting.
Well, I am sorry to hear that, my friend.
Yes, I'm quite upset myself. I must discipline my son later.
What did he do?
I can strip him of his powers and cast him out.
Oh wait, guys, Cinedave just said Goonies 2. I don't think that's real. Is it?
I hope not. I hope not.
There was a video game on Nintendo, Goonies 2, but
Oh man, I was about to say, that would be terrible if they tried doing a second part for Goonies. Like, if it
Dude,
was
you know
another
what
group
they'll
of
do,
kids,
right?
I don't think so.
You know what they'll do, right? They'll everyone's gonna have to it's gonna be a big apology tour for fat shaming and for making fun of a mentally ill person or handicapped or disabled, what have you. That would be Goonies too.
Hey, you guys.
and for the toxic males leering after the female characters in the movies as well. Oh man,
Troy, you touch that mirror again, I swear I'll smack you in the face. So toxic.
Now do the truffle shuffle.
Oh, I gotta say, I love the truffle shuffle. That is,
I do too.
that's
I
the
do
best.
too. It's
That is the
fantastic. It's
right?
so good. So good.
I remember back in high school, we had this kid Ryan. He was like the fattest kid in the group. We had him do the truffle
Aw.
shuffle, and we recorded it in slow motion, and it looked like I don't even know. It was just we just kept watching it over and over. It was so funny.
Now that's just mean right there. That's just mean.
He was laughing along with us. It was his idea.
How would?
Oh, whoa! We have Jar Jar in the chat.
How would?
with Jar Jar. Oh,
Mr. Jar Jar Binks.
yes. I had to check the chat.
Me sit
You never know
back.
who's gonna come in.
Miss your loyal servant.
Oh man. So let me ask all of you. Are you each excited for Shazam?
Definitely excited for Shazam. It's going to be the Captain Marvel we want to see.
From what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be hilarious.
Well, yeah, and I'm down for hilarious, man. And Odin, just let me say you're particularly funny tonight, sir.
Oh well, thank you. Am I not funny at other times?
Well,
Am I?
Well,
Should I
be
be
in a good mood.
should I be insulted by this?
no.
I don't know. Maybe,
Sounds like a backhanded comment to me, man.
I
Lord.
like your good mood, man. I like your good
Oh,
mood.
well, thank you. I appreciate it. Shazam actually looks like a lot of fun. I'm very excited for it. The trailers have been, I said this when we had Shazam and Aquaman come out at the same time. I thought Shazam looked better because Shazam was looking very entertaining, and I was worried about the CGI for Aquaman from the trailers. And I'm very excited. I think it's going to be great. I love that it comes out a month after Captain Marvel. So it's going to be great to go see that probably several times just to try and get the box office numbers up on it. But it looks great. It looks funny. It's big, but with superpowers. And hopefully it doesn't take itself too seriously, and then it'll be great.
And no cats.
Hey,
Oh my
Odin.
gosh, it's not a cat, okay? It's a flurkin and it's an alien, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Odin, I was going to ask you,
Yeah.
speaking of cinematic universes,
Yes.
how excited are you for the third installment of the Mike Zero universe?
I haven't seen the second one yet, so I know that he got arrested and he broke out, and so what's he up to now? What hijinks is he up to now?
Okay, so the premise of part 2 is the title is Mike Zero Escapes Jail.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, he's escaped. He's on the run. What will be the fate of Star Wars news going forward? And that's where we're off to. It fools you like it's going to be like the previous installment.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it just totally goes into like it's like the onion layer analogy in Shrek. There's like 5 layers to the universe, and it's gonna get bigger. Got more and more awesome cameos to come for part 3, and hopefully we can make it bigger. Maybe we can make a spin-off universe as well, like Hobbs and Shaw.
Okay.
We'll see.
Oh no! all right. Yes, let's talk about Hobbs and Shaw. How do you guys feel about Hobbs and Shaw?
It's Hobbs was an unnecessary character in the Fast and Furious franchise. So now we're having a spin-off movie of an unnecessary character. So I'm not too excited about it, to be honest with you.
I'm kind of mixed. I'm very mixed on it because I actually don't hate the Hobbs character from the Fast and Furious. I thought that he was a fine addition, and the fact that he was very much a background character for a lot of it, it worked. Like he wasn't like a main. He's become more and more of a character
as it's
gone on, which is probably the reason why they think, oh, now we can make a spinoff of it.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, the only thing that I feel that I like about it though is I think that The Rock and Jason Statham are going to have some very funny chemistry. And already from the trailer, their back and forth and their banter made me chuckle a few times. And I think that if they're able to be goofy with that and just be over the top, it could be good. However, also keep this in mind that in my own opinion, Fast and Furious 6 is the last legitimate Fast and Furious film because 7 sucked, 8 sucked, and I just don't care about anything else because, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, which one was 7 again? I can't even remember.
7 was, it's been a long way without you, my friend. When at the very end of the movie, they're saying goodbye to Paul Walker, but they're saying goodbye to his character, and it's just like you're so confused because you're like, wait a minute. Why are they saying goodbye to the character when we all know that the actor died in real life, but you're using footage from the Fast and Furious series alone? And it's just, oh my God, it was so bad. And people were like saying, I was crying. I'm like, no, I was just confused. I'm like, who are you saying goodbye to? And what? This makes no sense from a narrative standpoint. And it would have been better if they had ended the movie with like the 2 cars driving next to each other, but instead they cut in real life footage of Paul Walker. That would have, to me, been a better send-off than, oh, we're saying goodbye to the character. It's like, no, the guy in real life died. And now you're trying to use that to get emotion out of people so that way people can come out of the movie saying, oh, it was so good. I was in tears.
Yeah. I mean, I was real upset to find out Paul Walker died. I mean, I started watching him since what was it? He was in Tammy and the T-Rex. Have any of you seen that movie?
Lord, no.
I can't remember the girl's name. She was kind of big back then, but he was this girl's boyfriend, and this other guy wanted to get with that girl. So he literally kidnapped him with a group of friends and brought him to the zoo to get eaten by a lion. And then, yeah, I know, right?
This already sounds amazing.
And then he his body gets scooped up by a mad scientist and puts his brain into like a dinosaur robot or something like that. And he goes around terrorizing the town, pretty much.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
And it was Denise Richards' rant.
Hey, everyone.
And yes, we have James Clark over here, everybody. Say hi to James.
Hey, James.
Hey, James.
Thanks for having me on. Hey, Rand, you're going to get to 100 real soon, man.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Have you ever seen Tammy and the T-Rex, James?
I don't think I have, man.
A Paul Walker movie and Denise Richards?
Paul Walker now, wasn't he in Fast and Furious?
Yes, he was the blonde one.
That dude kicked ass, man.
Yeah, he did. He was awesome.
Oh, these posters for Tammy and the T-Rex look fantastic.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God. But no,
we got Odin in here. What's up, Odin?
What's up, James Clark? How's it going, man?
Good, man. I was catching your stream earlier, man.
I saw you in there. Thank you. Thanks for joining that stream, man.
Always.
But no, I was gonna say that with Paul Walker, I actually do. Any of y'all remember the movie? Obviously, there's a book that it's based off of, but the movie Timeline with him, Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
I never saw it.
I actually didn't hate it. I had fun with it, but that was like my first introduction to like the Paul Walker character. Before I got into the Fast and Furious game a little bit late because all my life when I was growing up, I was like, God, these movies look so stupid. Cars and everything. And then finally, like, my friends were like, oh, it's so good, you need to watch it. So I sat down and watched the first one. I'm like, well, that was stupid, but it was fun and I enjoyed it. And so then I was like, I'll watch the second one. And then I just kept watching them and I was like, this is great. And actually, to be honest, the best made film, I think the best of the franchise is by far Fast Five. I think Fast Five is by far the best. But the one that I enjoy the most is Tokyo Drift. And I never thought I would enjoy that more than anything else. But it's so funny. I love it. It's so great.
Do you want to know what it is, Odin? You want to know what scene got you the most?
What?
The first time you got to see everyone in their cars, the song that they played. Tokyo Drift.
Yes.
I wonder if you know. Have you been to Tokyo?
Also, like, Han was just like a great character.
Oh man, I wanted to be Han. Okay,
Yeah.
like I spent like about half of my middle school year after seeing that movie, standing around eating bags of whatever I could get, Cheetos, Doritos, Lay's.
Well,
I was just always quiet, just
absolutely. And what I love about it too is that the introduction of his character totally jacked up the story, like the timeline, because everyone loved him so much, and they're like, oh yeah, we can bring him in. And so then they had to make the whole storyline saying like, oh yeah, so Tokyo Drift is technically in the future. And then they justified him being around. I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is so good. I love it. And then of course they caught everything up, and it again 7 and 8 sucked.
How about
I have a love.
Sorry,
go ahead, man. No, I have a love for classic cars, and so as an artist, I did these 84-hour sales at a Chevy dealership, and I'd sit and paint classic cars on canvas. It was pretty cool.
Nice.
I was gonna say, how about that Vin Diesel spot at the end of Tokyo Drift, and how it worked later after Paul Walker passed away? What was it? The sixth one?
So Paul Walker died during the filming of the seventh one.
Seventh one.
Yeah, that's why I hate it too, probably, because
does it work the same way Heath Ledger worked? Like, was his performance better because of that, or like not better, but like, did you feel a stronger?
Well, no, no, come on, let's just be honest. He was never known for being a good actor.
Right.
He was known for being in an action franchise, but also being a good guy. Like, that's what I think hurt me the most, was that he was one of the few guys in Hollywood that actually like donated his money, like a lot of his money, to charity, did charity events nonstop. In fact, from what I remember, he died coming from a charity event.
Yep.
Like,
they were in the car. They were in the Porsche.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, that's the reason why it hurt me so much. And that's why I wanted 7 to be good. I wanted it to be a good tribute to him, but they just totally screwed it up. And I just,
he wasn't even driving, was he?
No, he was in the passenger seat.
Oh man, what a way to go too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, I got to roll, guys, but I never thought I'd be getting off a stream with Odin, man. I am so glad to be on here with you. And Rant, thanks for having me on, buddy.
Of course, man. Of course. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, have a good night, man.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Everyone, make sure you sub and follow Flip on Twitter. Sub to him on YouTube. Oh man, that sucks. All right, so Angus. How do you feel about Fast and the Furious, if you're there?
God, can't bring Black Angus anywhere, man. Seriously.
Wait, I'm sorry, Angus. What was that? I can't hear you.
It's like a proper Jeremy moment.
The best was we were on a stream the other night, and Black Angus was having to like say something like to say goodbye. And then you could just totally tell that he was not anywhere near the computer because all of a sudden he gets unmuted and you hear him like sitting down. And you're like, what the hell have you been doing this whole time?
Maybe he's stuck in a well.
Yeah.
Somebody get Lassie.
Down in the
He's
hole.
probably working. He's probably working on that sick and twisted fantasy that he's trying to put me in the freaking shape of future.
Wow,
Oh,
you're
man.
fading
Wait,
in and out, man.
We got a robotic
Yeah.
situation.
Hallmark George robot.
Robotic Hallmark.
Robotic danger.
All right.
Warning,
At
warning, Will Robinson.
Yes,
At Dawn, how do you feel about Fast and the Furious?
I'm in the same boat as Odin. At first, I was very hesitant, and then my nephew, he really got into them, and so I took him to a couple, and they just seemed not as much of a terrible movie. They were just an enjoyable popcorn flick. We would go in the summertime, have a good time. The fast cars, the music, the eye candy, they're not bad movies. But I agree, it ended with 6 because 7 was way too much of a hodgepodge, and 8 was just way over the top. When they had the tank and the submarine, I'm like, no, I'm out. I'm out. They originally talked about doing 10. That's what Diesel had talked about. So I don't know if that's still the plan, like if this is just a spin-off movie or if the franchise is dormant, because I know the plan was 10 to begin with.
Well, with any movie, you have to have a good character. And if you lose a good character, then you're going to have to find another good character to replace them, or you're going nowhere with it.
Yeah, but I honestly feel like, Jason's Statham character is not really the way to go. I mean, his character was a backup bad guy. I mean, he was the second bad guy after who was the first Shaw again? What's his name? I know he played Dracula in Dracula Untold. I cannot remember his name. Luke Evans?
I think you're right.
I think so. I can't remember.
Not 100% sure.
Yeah, I know he usually has an accent, but I don't like the fact that, okay, we had his older brother come in and start messing things up. Like, I don't know. I just wish it was a completely different, maybe a friend of Shaw's, but not his brother. Like, oh yeah, it's a family business to be bad, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. And then also he does some terrible things. And then all of a sudden now he's a good guy. He's getting his own spinoff with The Rock, and they're going to work together. And I'm sure it's going to be like, they're going to learn to respect each other. And it's going to be so inconsistent. And obviously you don't watch those movies for consistent storylines and story arcs and character developments. Obviously you watch it for the cars, you watch it for the action, the comedy, you watch it for family. It's all about family.
Guys, the respect, when we realize that they respect each other, what do you think it's going to be, a head nod or a fist bump?
Fist bump.
I'm going for a head nod. What about you guys? What about you, At?
You know what? No, ass slap. Ass slap. Definitely an ass slap. Gotta keep it manly, man. Gotta keep the toxic masculinity going.
Oh, I say they're kissing cheeks.
Oh, European. I see.
We've already had a lot of fist fights, so I can totally see the fist bump. But I'm thinking we get it in a scene where they're going to be in some epic moment, and the two of them are taking down an entire army by hand. And I'm thinking it's going to be the head nod as well. It's going to be the slight turn. One's going to Statham will go to the left, Rock will go to the right, and it'll be mutual head nod. That's what I think.
Yeah, definitely possible. But anyway, I was only able to jump on for a little bit, but thank you for having me on, man. And I hope that the rest of your stream is wonderful and amazing. And guys, if you are watching and you have not subbed, hit the sub button, man. What are you waiting for? Sub to the Rant. He's 3 away last time I checked. So,
thank you so much, Odin. And thank you again for coming on.
Of course. Thank you for having me on, man. It's been
All
great.
All right.
Hail the All-Father.
What's going on? Yes, you have a good night. Hail to everyone here, and God bless everybody.
Hail the All-Father, Odin.
Later, y'all.
Later, man. Oh, that was cool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Popped in.
D just said Tom Brady kiss style.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I guess if I'm not robotic right now, I'm gonna second a vote for a good game. You know,
Bet on the ass.
yeah, good game, good game.
I don't know. I like the Tom Brady sun kiss idea.
Oh no.
Don't know,
Well,
Mary Gato,
well, shit,
Mr.
why
Robot.
don't we just go for a butterfly kiss then? You know, the batting the eyelashes at each other.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Eskimo kiss.
No, a butterfly kiss where you get up right in their face and you flutter each other's eyelashes
Oh, that's creepy.
by
That,
blinking.
That
that
is
shit,
so creepy.
that shit just ain't right.
Oh man, a butterfly kiss. Oh man.
It's better than an angry pirate.
Arrgh! Shiver me timbers. Oh man. So oh dang. After like this Hobbs and Shaw movie, do you think there'll be more spin-off movies or are they gonna go back to the actual storyline itself?
I'm thinking that they will. Like I said, just before Odin stepped off, that Diesel said it was going to be 10. That's when he was going to finish. So I think we're going to get 9, and then we'll probably get another spin-off, another Hobbs and Shaw movie, and then we'll wrap it up in 10. I'm thinking. So what's that? 4 more movies? That's what it looks like.
Oh man, yeah. I hope they go back to the main story just because, you know, like it's good to see what's going on with the rest of the family.
Mhm.
I guess, except for what's his name, Tyrese's character.
Yep.
Like he, the only thing his character can bring is a decoy. Like if you ever need someone to get caught, so you can actually go get something done for real, he's the perfect guy.
Really?
Like I'm surprised they haven't actually done that to him yet. Like they usually put him in this situation to get caught instead of just leaving his dumb ass. They actually save him. Like, save him later. Like y'all can break him out of prison later. I mean, come on.
Here's the thing though. Eventually, which they should have done it. They should have done it with either 7 or 8, but eventually they're gonna have to um, they're gonna have to kill off the Brian O'Connor character because you know Paul is gone. You know, so you know, and uh, I figured with 8, that's what they would have done. You know, like the part of the number 8 storyline would have been them uh, getting vengeance on whoever killed Brian. You know, but they didn't do it. They were pretending he was still alive.
Yeah, I agree with you 100% on that. Like, it would have been a really cool storyline if someone had killed Brian. I mean, for someone to get to Brian, that would be like a really, really big blow. And they would have to, and Dom would have to make sure to pick everybody back up. You know what I mean? Like, and say, look, we got to get this guy, get your heads together and stuff. We're family. But I honestly, I like that. You know, I honestly could see that really working and people actually going for it too. I think it would help them a lot, you know, be able to finish their franchise if they were to
Yeah.
kill off Brian for like the next movie in the storyline. So, I was looking up, I guess, upcoming sequels, and I guess that Annabelle doll is going to be getting another movie.
Yeah, I heard that they're making another sequel for Annabelle.
Have
Oh well,
any?
another movie in the Conjuring franchise.
Yeah, have any of you guys seen the Annabelle movies? Because I have not.
I saw the first one. I've seen the Conjuring.
I was gonna say, didn't they already do a sequel?
Annabelle 2?
Yeah. There was Annabelle, then Annabelle Creation.
Oh, Creation, yes, that was the last one. So I guess I've seen them.
To be honest, those type of movies like creep me the fuck out, so I don't really go seeking to watch them. But
Hey, there's no reason to be scared as long as you respect the forces that are behind that movie. Okay? Like I personally do believe in ghosts, and if I watch a ghost movie, the only thing I do is try to stay calm. Because the last time I watched a ghost movie at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can tell you, the light. Like I always watch movies with the lights off. You know, like especially if I'm by myself, and the lights just started flickering on and off. Now I checked where the light was, put my hand over the switch, and the lights were still going on and off. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna sit in the middle of my room and hope nothing happens to me.
Yeah, you need to respect your ghost, Wayman.
no, no. See, I mean, I can handle being scared. I mean, like freaking Jason Voorhees, chasing me around, Camp Crystal Lake. I can handle that shit. I can handle that. But like when a freaking porcelain doll or whatever comes to life and was, like trying to spoon with me in bed, oh, hell no.
I'm so glad to learn this tidbit, Hallmark Channel, Jeremy. It's just going to make the fan erotica
put that in
so
your
much
sick
better.
ass story. Put it in your sick ass story.
Hey guys, we have Jeff W in the chat.
Oh shit, rookie critic.
That is right. I just wanted to try to see if I could confuse anybody.
Rookie's alter ego. But no, a fan fiction with the fish from Shape of Water and the Annabelle doll. Wow, I gotta see where this goes.
Oh no. It's gonna go to a bad place.
It's already in a bad place.
Well, I'm sorry for your discomfort. You should go see a doctor for that.
I'm gonna need therapy after this.
We're gonna ship you one of them porcelain dolls, Hallmark.
No. No. Don't make me hate you too, James.
Oh man. I also saw 27 meters down.
I finally find a dude, like a show for lack of a better term. I finally find a show where it looks like they combined Bob Ross and Sam Elliott. Okay. So yeah, don't ruin it, James. Don't ruin it.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for watching.
Don't jump on the bandwagon with I got mental issues Angus there,
I appreciate you watching the show every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, Painting with James.
Hey, sorry, I had to clock into work, so I missed like the last 5 minutes.
Oh, it's all good. Hallmark was just talking about, you're sick in the head.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it happens from time to time, right?
At least he's come to terms with it.
Oh, I've always been at terms with it.
Exactly. I swear, people that know that they're sick come to terms with it a lot faster than people that, oh, well, I'm normal. I'm more normal than most people. It's like, no, nobody's normal. There is no normal in this world. There's going to be something about you that grosses out someone else. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's funny. Y'all were talking about, like, the Annabelle and Conjuring and shit. Mm-hmm. So, like, I saw the first Conjuring, and I was like, it's okay, but fuck a sequel. But then people were really hyping up the sequel. This is way before I was probably thinking about doing a YouTube channel, but it's still, I was like a year and a half away from doing it finally. And we always talk movies though, and like Conjuring 2, I'm like, yeah, I'll pass. Like it'll just be the same shit. Well, I heard so much about it and kind of forgot about it, missed the theatrical run, but I checked it out from Redbox, and I was off one day. My wife went to bed. I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna watch Conjuring 2, and holy fuck, dude, it creeped me out so much that like I only made it about 20 minutes, and I was like turning on the lights and like, no,
Oh yeah.
I gotta wait till tomorrow to finish this movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, you
Is
gotta
that
think.
good?
Oh, it's so good.
I grew up Catholic, and knowing the like rites of exorcism, very little has changed over 500 years with all the medical advancements and stuff that the church is proactively trying to be a part of and stuff. They have hardly at all amended or edited the rites of exorcism, and so to me that gives me some validity to exorcism and possession and shit. So like, because like now you have all these precursors you have to follow where it's like, oh, you have to make sure they don't have autism or fucking seizures or whatever. You got to go through all these like psychological tests and MRIs and CAT scans and whatnot for you to be allowed to do a exorcism, because it's a lot of like legal protectionism for the church itself, for like wrongful suits or something. And the fact that it's barely changed with all of that legal process gives it some validity. And so when you have like a story about possession and shit, it's like that's what creeps me out. Same with Sinister. I know it's a bit more fantastical an idea. It'd probably be a really good Guillermo del Toro story to adapt, but the way they showed that movie, I was in San Antonio for medic school. I went with like four guys. One dude like screamed when like a kid's face pops out of the shadows, and then made like all of us scream in reaction to him screaming, and it was funny. But like afterwards, my closet in the army, it the light would always flicker when you first turn it on. So like it freaked me out so much because of Sinister that I would wait like 5 minutes after turning on the light before I'd open my closet. Uh, so fucking Bloomhouse, they know what they're doing as far as me, the customer. It's like they scare the fuck out of me.
Here's what creeps me out is like the ones where they're like, doing funky shit like crab walking or something like that, you know, backwards, and then they like they speed up the film or whatever, so they're like, scurrying along double time,
Yeah, looks like a human
just
spider.
that quick, the quick jerky movements and stuff. Yeah, that shit is what just it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Oh man, that's funny. I've never, the only horror movie that's probably ever scared me, and it was when I was younger, was Leprechaun. He was as tall as me, and he had magic, and I can't beat magic, guys. I can't beat that. I knew a ghost, put them at rest somehow, either find their remains, all that type of stuff, or just get a lot of salt and iron, be all set, Just got to go to the store and get salt and iron. That's all.
It's like Bonnie had his show on earlier about aliens, and the only thing that could come to mind for me was my exes.
Oh man.
You think they might have been on the big jumbotron at the Men in Black office?
I seen my first ex wrestle 5 cops down one time.
Oh wow, that's super strength right there, man.
Yeah, that's some alien shit right there.
What was there Jello involved? I'm kidding.
Joe times had by all.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you had to face against, I would say aliens from Alien, or let me think. Have any of you seen Battle Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Yeah, those aliens, and I would have to say Mars Attacks aliens.
Oh, good God.
You remember those aliens from Mars
I
Attacks?
do. I
The way
do.
they talk.
Yeah.
All right. James, answer first. Which aliens would you rather have to fight against?
Which aliens?
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to fight with them original aliens from the Alien movie. And like, I thought that Alien versus Predator shit was cool.
Awesome, man. How about you, Hallmark?
Uh, well, since I kind of have a dislike for having a freaking alien pop out of my gut, I'm gonna leave them guys alone.
Mhm.
Uh, so I'd probably take the more comical when Mars attacks ones.
Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. What about you, ATDAWN?
Oh, no, I'm definitely with Hallmark that I don't want to face those aliens from any of the alien movies. Anything that pops can like face hug you and choke you out. I think bursts out of your chest, and if you kill it, acid blood will destroy you. So that's out. Uh, I'm not too familiar with Battle of Los Angeles, so I'd have to go with the Mars attacks as well because again, they're pretty vicious as well. But at least you'd be laughing as you're dying. You have a smile on your face.
I'll tell you who I would pick.
What's
Oh,
that, Angus?
sorry, that's right. Go ahead. I thought your mic was still muted.
No, yeah, it was. I went to my car real quick. Yeah, I would pick the alien from Species because I'd get a nice fuck before I die.
Here we go.
Yeah,
That wasn't on the list, Angus. It's not
That's not
fair.
on the list. That's why I didn't even say species, because you're on here, okay? There are three choices. That's Mars Attack,
Dude,
Los Angeles, or Alien.
I would totally let Natasha Henstridge take me out. Oh yeah.
What would you want? The mouth, the tongue, or her tail?
Are you asking me or Hallmark?
Both of you answer one at a time.
Would it matter?
Dude,
Hey.
I'll do you one better, dude. I'll take both at the same time.
Oh wow. Oh wow. What about you, Hallmark?
Like I said, I probably wouldn't care. I mean, especially with like that one scene where she was like on top of the dude. Yeah.
Yo, that
I would
movie
have
was honestly crazy.
I would have been like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm ready.
See, it's funny because my parents used to catch me, watching horror movies all the time. And that movie was on one night. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And it was at one of the parts where she was like just screwing a guy and about to kill him. It's like, what are you watching, boy? I got hit so bad. I was like, no, it's an alien movie. It's an alien movie. I like when I grew up, like got to like, teenage years. I literally bought that movie just so I could show my mom. Like, you remember this? Remember this lady? You hit me over watching this movie.
That's what got me into so much trouble is hitting all that alien tail.
Oh, man. Oh, that is. So you guys. Oh, wait. What else have I seen? What else have? Hold on 1 second. I got some stuff saved up over here. Oh yeah. Apparently they're going to be doing more Spider-Man spin-off movies, and the character Craven's going to be getting his own. So is Morbius, and the two characters Sable and Black or something like that.
Black Cat.
Yeah, Black Cat.
Yep.
Cat. Do you think it's gonna like all those movies are gonna pretty much be just like Venom, like small, tiny little mentions of Spider-Man, or they're gonna finally just be smart and completely cut off the movie from, the franchise itself?
They still have to. I think they still have to tie it somewhat into it. Definitely with Craven, based on the history. I guess with Morbius as well, because he was originally a Spider-Man enemy, and definitely with Sable and Black Cat, like Felicia Hardy, because Spider-Man was at one point in the comic dating each of them. So they would have to again just make the mention of it because they don't have the full rights to bring him in the movies out of the MCU. So that's what I believe.
Yeah, I believe the same. What about you, James or Hallmark? What do you guys think?
I never seen Venom before.
Go check it out, man.
I'll have to, man.
I don't really have any opinion on those possibilities. And even though I heard that Venom was a decent movie, I've always, between the cartoons or whatever, it's like, to me, Venom always met up with Spider-Man first. So, yeah, I don't know.
I get it. What about you, Angus?
What is the question? I had to sign the truck out.
Oh, with the Morbius movie, Craven, Black Cat, and Sable movies supposed to be coming out. How do you feel about those? Like, if they were to either completely cut them off from Spider-Man, like no mentions at all, or do little mentions like they did for Venom?
Well, I did do a video sort of about this topic. I don't know the whole catalog, and I don't know the comics of Spider-Man that well. I've only read 2. I read Spider-Man Reign. I've read the Miles Morales initial 3-volume run. That being said, movie-wise, it's very interesting. I think Venom doing so well justifies a universe, a Venomverse, essentially without Spider-Man, that it can be done if it's either entertaining or well made. I'm really interested to see. Essentially, one of the core arguments of my video is with Captain Marvel, with at best Tony Stark probably being a Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne in the background. Captain Marvel's probably going to be this forced lead, etc. You really need Spider-Man to anchor down the Avengers going forward as far as a series. And so I think Sony has the ball in their court with not a box office win necessarily, but a Golden Globe win, critical win for Into the Spider-Verse, and then Venom almost matching Wonder Woman on its own. And almost matching Spider-Man Homecoming without Spider-Man, without Iron Man, without Vulture, without Robert Downey Jr. as the character, without Keaton as the character in there, and the MCU behind it. It's a standalone movie. It's really exciting times, and maybe despite Disney trying to buy out all the competition, Sony will be the saving grace for film going forward and fighting the stagnation that Disney will cause. I'm really excited about it. As far as Morbius himself, Jared Leto, my favorite role of his is Dallas Buyers Club because he dies in it. I hate Jared Leto. I did like him as a villain in Blade Runner 2049. I was hoping they would have gave him more because he really felt like an opposing force. I was like, wow, I'm actually liking Jared Leto and not wanting him to die.
So does that mean 30 Seconds to Mars is your favorite band?
Oh no. That's that's chick shit, or on Hallmark Channel Jeremy's playlist.
Oh yeah.
But no, I'm interested to say the least to see how this stuff works without Spider-Man. And I just think it's so funny that it is without him. And yeah, Marvel should be fucking scared going forward.
That's not true. It didn't work. They mentioned Spider-Man without mentioning Spider-Man. They put J. Jonah Jameson's son in there, and they mentioned him getting run out of New York. If they wanted to completely disconnect it from Spider-Man, those 2 mentions would be out of the movie. And then it would have been a perfect solo movie. I will give it that. If they took those 2 mentions out, would have been a perfect solo movie for sure.
Well, those two mentions, in my opinion, like I didn't even notice them when I saw it, and I have like some understanding of Spider-Man. The casual audience, they probably don't. They probably didn't catch that at all. Besides, like maybe a reference to New York, like oh yeah, Spider-Man's like a New York character. Maybe they caught that, but yeah, it's something that I didn't pick up on. So I don't know. I really think it's something that like they see like, well, we did these two little Easter eggs that no one really talked about. We don't even have to worry about it, you know. And I think the reason they went morally ambiguous with Venom is because if it worked, then they knew that all right, we can probably get Spider-Man back and have people on board with us. But if it didn't, then it's like we're gonna have to play ball with Marvel for longer. So I think that's why he's morally ambiguous. I think now they can force not only Marvel's hand to get a better deal or to include Spider-Man in their Venomverse, but I think they can maybe force Tom Holland to keep playing the role because look at Tobey Maguire. He's pretty much done nothing of note in the public eye since Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's had two really good performances with like Mel Gibson and Martin Scorsese directing him. So he's been lucky with people who wanted to cast him. Tom Holland has not proven himself outside of Spider-Man. Yeah, he's young, but I don't know. It's just it's something I'm very vigilant of right now going forward.
Do you think Tom Holland's a perfect Spider-Man?
No. He's a perfect Spider-Man for this fucking 5-second attention span culture of like, oh, whoa, what's that? What's that? Oh, wow, hey, look at that. You know, it's like, oh my god, just fucking calm down. It's like Deadpool. I see why people think they work so well together, but like, I don't want like the most iconic Marvel hero to be just some spaz. And I know he's trying to channel like Marty McFly, and I see glimpses of it. I see like the Ferris Bueller aspect, but I don't know. Like he doesn't stand on
since they basically rebooted Spider-Man. Yeah, Tom Holland, works because it's the high school kid, and he's actually high school aged and all that. But I mean, between TV shows and cartoons and stuff, I've known a at least college age, if not older, Spider-Man. So, I mean, I'd be all for seeing, a quote unquote adult Spider-Man,
Yeah, I get what you mean. Wasn't it like Spider-Man? Which one was it? It was like 1987 or something like that. It was made in 1987.
There was a live action TV show back in the 80s or something, yeah. But
I thought it was a cartoon.
Like early 80s.
Oh, that's cool.
But they did have cartoons, and like Spidey and Friends, with the Iceman and Firestorm.
Yeah, that was the 80s one. I preferred the 90s, the one where they introduced like Venom was in it. The 90s cartoon. I grew up with the 80s one, but I think the 90s one was actually done a lot better. But speaking of Tom Holland, I think he's perfect for this current version of Spider-Man because he needs to be younger because of the villains that he's facing as well. Because we've got Mysterio coming up because right now they're starting off as like a more earlier because they can't go to Doc Ock because I don't think they're ever going to go back to Doc Ock because they won't find an actor to play him as well. But I'm interested in seeing it because I think it'll play out well in the movie they've set up for the Far Away from Home or whatever they're calling it. I'm not too sure about Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio, but I think you need that younger Spider-Man to play against the Mysterio character because Mysterio is always the character of trying to play the people against Spider-Man or play up that he's the same type of hero as Spider-Man. And Spider-Man needs to prove that he's not that hero, and it's hard to believe a younger kid. So I think they've actually casted pretty well with that movie in mind, if that's what the way they were going out of Homecoming.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I always wanted Jake Gyllenhaal to become the Joker for some reason.
The Joker?
Yeah. I just feel like he could probably pull it off somehow. I can't remember what movie he was really crazy in.
Nightcrawler?
Yes.
That's
Nightcrawler.
it.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Exactly. I love that performance. All I remember was that he was crazy. Like I was just like, he could play Joker. He could play Joker easy. I mean, come on.
So yeah, I've heard that title a few times here lately.
Oh, you gotta check it out, Hallmark.
I've never seen it though.
Yeah, you need to check that out. Jake Gyllenhaal, he is a good actor. He's a pretty damn good actor, I would have to say. First movie I ever saw him in was Bubble Boy.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Everybody watch out. He's got immunities. Oh, that movie. So funny. Oh, damn. Looking at the time, we are going to have to end this stream real soon. But before we do, I would like each of you guys, right, to replace a Star Wars quote with the word cornhole. Like, place cornhole somewhere in a Star Wars quote.
That's no moon. That's a cornhole.
The Sith possess many abilities the Jedi deem cornhole.
we used to shoot cornholes in Tatooine all the time. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
Your turn, ATDAWN.
I feel the cornhole within you.
Pray I do not alter this cornhole any further. I've had that joke lined up this entire time, you guys. I'm not even joking.
Sounds like it.
He was probably sitting there going, God, I hope they don't say it. I hope they don't say it. I hope they don't say it.
Rant, did you have a backup for that one?
Misa Jar Jar Cornhole.
Lame.
Hey, that's why I'm backup. I mean, come on.
He is the chosen one at cornhole.
All right. Who would like to plug their channel first?
Ladies first.
Angus. Who's going to go first?
I'll go. I'm ATDAWN. I've got a YouTube channel. I focus on movie reviews and gaming. I also do a weekly live stream where we talk about movies, television, current pop culture, other forms of media. That's Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Lone Wolf Cub and Jez Oldfeld. And thank you very much for having me tonight, Rant.
Oh, you're a lady.
Thank you for coming on. See, I knew that's why you didn't say anything. I knew that's why you stayed quiet.
Yeah, I'm Black Angus, cover film, philosophy, and NFL. Building a great series, a cinematic universe called the Mike Zero Universe with people in the Phantom Collective. Be sure to check it out. Part 2 is amazing. Flipped Out is the key. He's the glue that holds the whole film together. And ATDAWN makes a great cameo appearance as well as Entertainment Hacker. Really excited to build Part 3 and hopefully more with the Phantom Collective. And check out my parodies if you haven't.
Yes, everyone make sure to check those out. Hallmark channel, Jeremy? Oh, wait, go ahead, Angus. You forgot something?
I was going to ask you earlier, what did you think when you saw who ATDAWN plays?
That was hilarious. ATDAWN's part was just completely perfect.
Yeah, I loved it. I was glad.
You're doing an awesome job with those, really.
Thanks, Rap.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
All right, Hallmark, you're up.
The future Star Wars content. Yeah, just meager little channel. Come check me out. I've been doing a few things, but what I want to cover is veterans, stuff about veterans, and I like to talk a little politics and news and uh, how Tom Brady didn't really need a sixth ring. And movies and I haven't particularly like specifically made a Star Wars video yet, but I'm going to um, try to figure out some sort of way to put like a military angle in there or something, or
Hey, Hallmark.
anti SJW stuff or something.
Hallmark. I just wanted to add, even though I rooted for the Rams last night, I didn't realize this news till today that the Rams made history by having the first male cheerleader on the field for the Super Bowl. So I'm glad the Patriots
Actually,
won.
they had two.
Go Patriots.
Rookie got on the
There's two
Rams
of
team.
them.
Rookie's dream came true.
Yeah.
Oh, his dream? Yeah, I guess so.
No, dude, they got two male cheerleaders.
Yeah, and it's not like, hey, we like football and we just kept cheerleading after college or something. It's like, no, they're pretty gay. Don't know how else to put it.
They're super. Thanks for asking.
Big gay L. Wow. Big gay L. All right, James, your turn.
It's hard to come on after that being said, but thanks
All
for
you got to
having.
do is talk about the Dodge Durango, man. You'll be all right.
It's got the backup camera. If you run over your neighbor's cat, then you won't keep going. But thanks for having me on, Rant. My show's Painting with James, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. I paint acrylics on canvas. I do Star Wars, just any type of media, and collaborating and working on an animated series. Plan to have it out in a couple of years.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah, everyone make sure to watch James paint. He is absolutely awesome, like seriously. And someday he's going to be painting us the Murder Bears.
Yes, Murder Bears had by all.
All right, everybody. And I am the Rant. I rant about random stuff. At some point soon, I will be coming out with a skit and stuff. I'm trying to do animations. And yeah,
Are you at 100 yet?
Videos. I'm not sure. I don't check like that. So, oh man, that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you for those 2 subs and stuff like that. Is seriously awesome. And as always, sub to everyone on the panel. Their information is in the link below. And as always, just keep on ranting.